it's no fault of his, but when you come with the record goal-scoring tag for RB Leipzig, which is a relatively new club, suddenly there's this expectation you're going to repeat it in England because he's a record goal-scorer for another club in another country. So do you think we're being unfair on Timo Werner?
No, I just like Gary said, you know, when you come to a club and, you know, when he was at Leipzig, I liked him. When he came to Chelsea, I was like, wow, this is, you know, like a player that he has the strength, he has the speed, and he has the goal threat. That's exactly what Chelsea was looking forward to. But then you join a team where, one, you have to win trophies all the time. Every season, Chelsea needs to win trophies. That's one of the key things to go after. Regardless if they don't win it, trust me, you're in that team and in that club, they make you know that you have to win trophies every season. So knowing that, then he comes there, the pressure is on straight away from day one, because if you don't deliver, they're going to question you for it. And I think what he did in Germany took him a longer journey to get it in at Chelsea. So that's why also when he misses something or he makes one mistake, we all look at him and thinking like, wow. And that is just, I think the level expectation went just a little higher for him. And that's something he had to get used to. And it looks like he looks way more confident now compared to I've seen him before. Because before, he looked at a really, really, really interesting place. And it wasn't a good place. And now I feel like his confidence is growing back.
Sometimes I look at players out there, Gary, past and present, I think that the wrong place, wrong time sort of scenario. Sebastian Haller, when he was at West Ham, I mean, he just killed it in the Champions League this season. We can't deny that. But I guess, who would you say is an unlucky player, apart from Timo Werner, Gary? Someone who's had oodles of talent, you think, but maybe not the recognition they deserve. Wrong place, wrong time scenario.
Oh, myself, definitely, Adam.
Oh, without a doubt, of course. It goes without saying, Gary.
Hello there. Come on, Gary, let them know.
and also Mario as well. You know, he was desperately unlucky. You know, he was fantastic at Chelsea. I think you only managed to win the FA Cup at Chelsea. Was that right, Mario? Just one trophy, yeah?
Yes, I won one trophy, just one.
That was unlucky, mate.
No, two I won, but I don't call that a trophy, the Charity Shield, but that doesn't count.
Oh, right. But basically, I've gone off at a tangent here, Mario, because I'm scratching my head thinking, who can I come up with as an unlucky player? You know, I just think, generally speaking, that all players have their periods where, you know, it doesn't go their way. And then you all have your times where you have a little bit more good fortune. I don't know. Would you agree with that, Mario?
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's going to have a Messi and definitely not the Cristiano Ronaldo career. You understand? Because those are the guys, you know, like if you look at Ronaldo, what he did yesterday, you're like, wow. But no, if you look like, if I call Chelsea, for example, we had a situation with a guy, won the Premier League, was one of the biggest strikers in the league, was Chris Sutton. And eventually he came to Chelsea. It was the hardest time of his whole career, I think. Compared to all the things he achieved, at Chelsea, he looked like he couldn't even play football sometimes. It was really that sad for him. So that's why I was like, well, but there are a number of players, you understand, that you can call that had sad moments.
Mario, I was just going to say, I mean, Chelsea have a bit of history in that position in signing big names. We've worked a lot with Chris Sutton. I mean, when you think of Shevchenko, what a player he was when he was in Italy, by the way. Astounding. That you could say Romelu Lukaku right now, even. Morata.
Kessman, now you call it Kessman at the same thing. I played at Birmingham. I was like, wow, what happened? Yeah, you're right. You know, players like Lukaku, I think he had a good start. Now he has to get himself back in the team, because if not, you go through a hell of a time. Lukaku, maybe you cannot judge it in the sense of he still had a key number and an involvement. And we still, let me talk for myself. I still have a feeling that he can achieve what he wants to achieve. It just comes down to his confidence side. Can he get that confidence back that he had? I'm not talking the confidence at the beginning of the season. I'm talking the confidence that he had at Inter, because that was his last time where he was at a high moment in his career.
I'll tell you a couple of other names, Gary, just popped in my head. Diego Forlan, top scorer, MVP, whatever, the World Cup. Do you remember that in 2010? Yeah. Didn't really do it at Manchester United. Oh, there's so many names.
I was also thinking about Rebrov, who went to Spurs and, and basically had a disaster there, didn't he?
Yeah.
How about this? I just saw a recent list. Our friends at The Athletic, they drew up the top 10 most expensive transfers of all time, adjusted for inflation and today's market value. Alan Shearer's #1. There's no doubting he was a success at every club he was at. But I think he was second or third. Veron. Juan Sebastian Veron. Do you remember when he moved to Manchester United? And then after that, obviously, down south to London. He's...
Yes.
If you were to take his fee and put it in today's market, it'll be one of the most expensive of all time.
But
wow.
I have to tell you one thing. Veron, training-wise, when he was at Chelsea, oh my God, there was a couple of moments he was at training, he did things, I did like this. Wow, this is scary. He was that good. But yeah, you're right. On the field, sometimes it wouldn't happen. But the things he could do. So, hey, Veron was incredible as a footballer. I was like, wow, so technically gifted that it was just scary not to see him do it in the weekend sometimes.
Is he one of the best players you ever played with, Mario? You would have played with some great historical players, of course, but...
Yeah, like, you know, for me, it's Gianfranco Sola, but I can call you Josh Weah, you know, I can call you Desailly, I can call you Didier Deschamps. You know, I played in Holland. So Bergkamp, you know, like Bergkamp I played against. He was, oh man, Bergkamp was, he was really interesting. I remember like playing against him. He gave me an elbow at one point, but I was just in awe watching his talent. I was like this. And then he gave me an elbow. It was a good elbow he gave me. You know why? Because it kind of woke me up and said, Mary, you're playing football. You're not watching Bergkamp. So I was playing against him. So it was a good thing that he gave me one. But away from that, yeah, top man after his career too. I remember getting an interview with him and he wouldn't talk to anybody. And he said, because it's Mario, he did the interview. So that's why I always will, like, you know, as a young boy, watching him when I was young Ajax, watching him in the first team, so gifted. It was just unreal to watch.
You guys are making me feel very, very old. Indeed. And, yeah, it's down a trip down memory lane. But Mario, I will top one better for you. I know Gary was there in '86 watching Maradona. He was in the dugout though, but Gary was watching him do the hand of God and also dribbling from the halfway line. So in terms of great players, I think Gary's seen one of the greatest ever up close.
Oh,
yeah, and
you go because it's my hero, man.
And it would have been a different story if I'd been on the pitch, of course, Adam.
Gary would be a World Cup winner, Mario, is what he's trying to say.